Oh God.
I know CIAA stand up. So we're going to get this thing started. We
Okay.
had a little technical difficulties in the beginning, but just like
Sorry,
baseball,
you guys.
make the adjustments for everybody who's joining. I'm Coach E out of Chicago, Illinois. This is the Recess IG Live series dedicated to urban baseball and softball across the country. So I have Miss Jada Ames on here. She's a rising senior from Claflin University, the historic Claflin University. She's third baseman, utility infielder. So Jada, I know I got a lot of people joining in from everywhere who might not know about your athletic background. So can you give us a little bit about your athletic background?
Yeah, I started playing softball when I was 10 years old when I moved to Lancaster. I was born in Columbia and I moved to Lancaster when I was 10. And I started playing softball. I didn't even know what shortstop was. I know that sounds crazy, but and then I played rec ball until I was about 12 years old, and I tried out. I was on the trial for varsity, so I tried out. I made JV, and I started playing varsity some, and I ended up like getting a starting position on varsity in 8th grade, and I mean that was fun. I also played on a couple of travel ball teams. I played on Extreme Heat that was out of Lancaster, South Carolina, until I was about 16, and then I played for Carolina Elite that was originated out of Greenville, and that was my showcase team. And that's, I got college coaches to look at me and stuff like that. And senior year rolls around and Coach Marty offers me my fall semester of my senior year. I remember it like it was yesterday. He came to the field and watched me practice, and I made that decision to go to Claflin April 28th of 2017. Probably was the best decision of my life. I've never looked back.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so you talked to me about how you landed. Coach Randy came out and saw you and everything. So, you're rising senior. Can you tell us a little bit about your major and your plans after graduation?
I'm a chemistry major with a minor in math.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard. So, I mean, I'm kind of like still in the undecided stage. I'm thinking about pharmacy though, and I'm probably going to end up going to grad school. I'm not sure where, but I do have two really good options. I'm looking at North Carolina A&T and Tuskegee because they also have a chemical engineering program for my minor in math. So yeah, I've been figuring it out this quarantine, what I want to do, because all I care about is softball, pretty much.
Okay. So you talked about, you love have this great passion for softball and everything. So what is a typical day like for you at Claflin University and a softball player? What is a day like?
Well, fall and spring is obviously different. In the fall, we probably do 2-a-days in the fall. So like we will at 5 a.m. get up, go run. I want to be still there. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
At 5 a.m. we'll get up, go run till about 6:15, and then I'll go back to my room, go to sleep, wake up, go to class around 8 or 9 o'clock. We might have individuals. I'll have individuals at 11. And then I go to class for the rest of the day, maybe take a nap, try to eat at least. And we have practice around 6:30-ish. And sometimes we don't get done until 9. And then I still have to find time to do homework and stuff. And then try to be with my friends. It's real hectic in the fall, but I can say it's worth it. And then in the spring, it's kind of hard with classes because let's say we have a game at 1, we'll have to be at the field at 11:30. So I miss a whole day of classes on game days. It's just, it's a lot of time management. You got to be able to keep it with your time and your classes.
Okay. So you got to balance your major in engineering, mathematics, a minor, you're playing high-level softball, and you're still able to keep a high GPA. And also, I'm sorry, congratulations, you just were initiated to Delta Sigma Theta.
Thank you.
So shout out to the Deltas. So I know you guys Claflin recently moved from the SIAC to the CIAA, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what is it like playing in the CIAA conference, the historic CIAA conference?
So we kind of already had a target on our back when I got there as a freshman because they won the SIAC championship in 2017. So
Okay.
it was already a target on our back. So my sophomore year, we moved to the CIAA, and it was kind of like we were like the new kids on the block. So we had to bring the hype, bring the energy, and that might have been a real turning point because we ended up beating this team. It was Shawan, sorry, but they were 20. They were on a 29 winning game streak, and we went to Roundup and we beat them. And after that, it was just up from there. And you know,
Okay.
we got our hype. It's probably the best time we've ever played.
Okay. So now, what makes Claflin different than any CIAA school like St. Augustine, Shaw, right? Elizabeth City, and everything. What makes
Yeah.
Claflin different?
You mean the team or the school?
Give me both. Give me
Okay.
both.
The school is very family oriented, and I mean a lot of people say that it's very cliche, but it is true. You can walk by and people just say, "Hey, how you doing?" A small town, so everything being together, it really that's good to me. That's like home for me, and that's pretty much my big factors on Claflin. It's very small. I like being in a small space. I don't really like city life. It's kind of hard, and the team. I could say so much about the team. I could probably write a book about the team. We are a family. We laugh and argue like a family. We support each other on and off the field. And they're probably here now supporting me. I miss them. I haven't seen them since March. Um, Anytime we argue and we get in a little discrepancy, we just know it's all love. And
Absolutely.
we've been there for each other through the best and the worst times. This year, it wasn't a very great year mentally for me, and they were there for me and they showed up for me. And I don't know what I'd do without them. But as far as on the field, we feed off of each other's energy. We don't have energy, we're not probably not gonna have a good game. It's like that in practice. It's like that in the game. It's like that when we see each other out. We feed off of each other's energy. We need that in a game.
Man, I love that. And I love how you guys talk about, y'all argue like sisters and everything, but it's all love. That builds leadership within you all, and also builds a bond that you'll have them girls for the rest of your life.
The rest of my
So
life.
now I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. So
Okay.
who's the team to beat in this next?
It's us. So in NCAA, it's us. Like it's
Hold on.
Claflin.
You was breaking up.
Oh, I
You were
said
breaking up a little bit.
in the CIAA, it's us. But we're not
Uh-oh.
gonna get into that. We last year we had our eyes on Winston. It was Winston, and then Virginia State came up and whooped our tails. I'm not gonna lie, but we
Okay.
came back bigger and better on top. So I would say it's us because I really believe in my team, and I really believe that with our hard work and stuff like that, then we're unstoppable. Winston.
Reset. I know you.
Okay.
That's okay. Don't move. I know you deep in the woods. That's okay. I know you
I'm
deep in the woods.
sorry.
We're gonna keep it going. So now, in your opinion, and this is, I had Coach Nakia Hall on one of the episodes last month. In your opinion, is it harder to hit a softball or a baseball?
I'm biased because I play softball. So
Okay.
we always talk junk to the baseball boys saying, okay, y'all can't hit a softball, let our pitchers pitch you, y'all can't hit. But when I really think about it, it'll probably be a baseball. They have their,
Okay.
pros and cons. But I think it'll be a baseball because y'all spins are like very different than ours. Like ours kind of stay on one plane. And
Okay.
y'all kind of like they move. I'm not sure. I haven't stood up there and watched, but I know they kind of move. I watch baseball videos and like they make them look like fools. And it's just, it's fun to watch, but I would have to say if I was talking logically, baseball.
Okay. Okay. I like that answer. Because it's been an ongoing debate, and the only reason why I started because I have several young ladies that play baseball, and they got to make a jump to softball, and it's always their parents always ask me, "Well, what's the hardest?" I'm like, I've never played fast pitch softball. I don't know. All I know is about baseball and what the experts and the college players like yourself have told me. So now, you're a utility infielder. Which infield position do you prefer the best?
I love third. I
Okay,
love
hot
third.
corner.
That's where my heart is. That's where home is. I
Okay.
have played short a little bit to, fill in that position, which was kind of fun to learn and to get to. It's a different type of feel. And I also catch. I've started doing that in high school.
Okay.
I only do it when my catcher, she's probably on here, Marion, when she's dying. So when
Man,
she
you
needs
gotta
me to
suck it
get,
up. She can't come from
when
third
she
short. She
gets back
catch.
there, she's good. But when she asks me to go back there, I'm all for it because she don't ask me
Okay.
much.
Absolutely. So now, I know you all have a family feel at Claflin University. How's the relationship? I'm gonna put Coach Marty on the spot right here.
Oh,
How's
God.
your relationship with Coach Marty? Because after we put this on YouTube and everything, it's people who have an interest that might want to go to Claflin University, might not know about the coaching staff or some parents. How's your relationship with your coach?
Coach Marty is good. No, he really does. He's really there for us, and I could tell like these past 4 months, like he's really missed us, and I can tell he's really missed us. He's always there. Whenever I need to go talk to him in his office, it's no problem for him to just say, "Okay, I'll be there in 5 minutes." He's available to us. Whenever we need him or text him, we just know he's always going to be there, and that's something that we need, and he provides for us. That's pretty much it. Coach Marty, he loves us. He fits in, and I mean, I have no problem. I like him.
Okay. So what type of team is Claflin, right? So I know as I can see, you guys are all over the internet doing your thing and everything like that. But what type of team is Claflin? Are you guys a scrappy team? You guys go station to station? What type of team are you guys?
Oh, that's hard. I can't. I can't even explain it. Like it's just so like we're so dysfunctional, but it fits in every way. Like
The
we could be
perfect storm.
dysfunctional at practice, and then in the game, it's just like we gel together, and we don't even know where it came from. Um, I can't even tell you. Can you give me
That's
some
all.
examples? I can't. I really can't.
So here's a couple examples, right? And I'm gonna give it to you. And insert a good Instagram name is literally picking my brain. So I'm gonna ask the first question. Are you a slap hitter or are you gonna try to drive the ball gap to gap?
Driving the ball gap to gap.
Okay.
Definitely.
So now the next question would be, is majority of your team slap hitters or are they trying to drive the ball gap to gap?
Drive the ball gap to gap. We
Okay.
have 3 slappers, 3 or
Okay.
4, and the rest we try to drive the ball gap to gap.
So okay, that means you guys spend a lot of time in the cages and everything. So I'm gonna ask you this: since you just said, hey, we driving the ball, coach, we're not slapping, we getting our money's worth.
Right.
Who's the toughest pitcher you faced in your collegiate career thus far?
Who is the toughest pitcher that I have faced? That is a great question. I'm trying to think of that one. That is so hard. Who is the toughest? That's a great question though. Who is the toughest pitcher? I've never thought about that one. Who's the toughest pitcher that I've
That's
ever
why
faced?
this is the recess. We know how you dig deep.
The toughest pitcher that I have faced.
Was it from Winston Salem?
What?
I heard you say Winston Salem.
No, that's not the toughest. I would have to say I'm gonna have to like categorize them. Okay, is that fine?
Okay, that's
Because
fine.
they're all pretty much. Excuse me. Oh, okay. They're all pretty much like the same. They're all in the same category. I would say in our off season, that's probably the best pitching that I faced.
Okay.
That's probably the best pitching that I will face is in our off season. We play. Coach Marty definitely sets us up for a harder team. So when we go to conference, it's not, we don't stress ourselves out too much.
The speed of the game slows down.
Right. So I would have to say our out of conference, they have the best pitching to me. And that's just all around.
Okay. But I saw you guys handle yourself well against Savannah State. Like in February, you guys beat Savannah State.
Yeah, they were kind of good. I mean, that Embry-Riddle their pitching was a little bit better than theirs. So that was that on that. So I won't say anything else about that.
So who's the better team on campus? The softball team or the baseball team? I gotta
Softball
put you on the
team,
spot.
definitely.
Huh?
Softball team, definitely.
Okay. Do you guys have like different challenges and everything?
No, not really. They just moved to the Peach Belt, so we haven't really talked about that. So,
Okay. Can you explain to a couple of the viewers what the Peach Belt is, who might not know?
Peach Belt Conference, what I can tell you is I can name you some teams about it. I don't really know the whole thing. I know it's Francis Marion, Flagler. What else? Is it Coke? I think it's Coker.
Yep.
And that's like the top teams off my head because we play them in our off, like at our outer conference. So that's how I know. That's all I can pretty much name right now because I know North Greenville's in Coastal Carolina. That's not them.
Okay.
But
now you have younger siblings that play softball, correct?
I have one younger sibling. I have a sister.
Now how old is she?
She's 16.
She's 16?
Yes, sir.
You don't put you on the spot. Who was better at 16, you or her?
Definitely her.
Okay.
I'm being honest because now she's 16, I teach her so much more than when I was 16. So certain things I expect her to learn quicker. So when I was 16, I probably was just learning the stuff that I'm already teaching her.
Okay.
Or that I've already taught her. So I would say she's a little bit there. She's a little bit better than me at 16 years old. I'm not scared to say that.
Okay. So I know in the beginning of when we first started, you were a little tally and was breaking up. And I know we have some new people to join. So I'm going to ask you another follow-up question.
Okay.
Can you tell us your major again? Because I know that kind of broke up. Can you tell us your major and your plans for after graduation?
That's my sister now. She just said I know.
What's up, Taylor, man? What's up, Taylor?
Okay, my major is chemistry with a minor in math. I'll finish my minor in the fall. And I plan to either do pharmacy or do chemical engineering. So my plan is to look for a graduate school and go to graduate school and get in a school of pharmacy or school of chemical engineering. And the schools that I'm looking at, the options would be North Carolina A&T and Tuskegee. But other than that, I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to get there. I'm kind of scared to go away from softball, so I'm trying to figure out.
You gotta come to coaching. You gotta be Coach Jada.
I am Coach Jada.
So, also, I'm gonna kind of push your thinking because I know you touched upon it and everything. A typical day. So, how important is it for women's softball? Because I know I'm gonna have a lot of viewers who are, coming up in little league and in high school. How important is it for your nutrition, number one, and then actually working out?
Nutrition. We're gonna start on that one because I get kind of bad in school. Like when I'm at home, like now, I'm kind of watching what I eat. But when I get in school, I have to be mindful. I have to be disciplined about what I eat because if I eat cheeseburger before I go to practice, I'm throwing up. Like you gotta kind of balance yourself when you're eating because I'm not gonna lie to any of the people on here. I don't do a very good job of eating. Me and my mom talk about that. So Try to get better. You want to eat your greens. You want to eat your fruits. You want to stay up. You want something solid to stay on your body because it's no joke. When you're in the sun and you ain't ate nothing all day or you ain't drinking a lot of water, it's no joke. You'll pass out.
Okay. So what advice, and I know this is going to be different, what advice would you give, let's say, a rising junior who's looking to, look at Claflin University or another, CIAA school for softball? What advice would you give them in order for them to get recruited?
I would say first, by the way, I help coach 18U team, but okay. After I've, coached them this summer and, it's been fun, I have looked at it and I've really learned that your mentality has to be there. Okay. If your mentality is not there, then that's half the battle. That's actually most of the battle. I tell them that you have to have great mentality. You have to feed yourself with positive thoughts. Listen to a motivational video every day or listen to it every other day. I know that's what our dad makes us do. And work ethic. You got to be willing to work harder than the person next to you. Yes, you're on the same team. Yes, you're going to motivate them. Yes, they're your teammates, but you have to be able to outwork anybody on that field, to be able to show up in the game, to be able to get that spot, to be able to say, hey, I've earned this spot. And they might be more talented than you, but you shouldn't let somebody outwork you. And improve your IQ on the game. Don't just play the game. You need to watch videos on the game, watch other people, see what they're doing, or watch your own videos. Like, have your parents video you a game and say, why is my foot like this, or why is my elbow too high? That's something that we do take very seriously in my house. We pay attention to detail. So that's pretty much what I would say. Oh, and no excuses. Get it done. That's about it.
Absolutely. I see you. Your coaching career started right now. I gotta take one question from insert a good Instagram name. Says softball has a decent following, but what are some things that can increase the popularity of the sport? Softball athletes are very talented, but don't always get the credit they deserve. Thank you for sharing that.
I like
Come
that
on, Jada.
question.
Let me hear what you got to say.
I've been wondering that. I feel like we need to promote the sport more, because most people are like, oh, it's just a softball game, like it's whatever. And then we tell them, like, we actually win. Like, come to the game, we actually win.
Hold on, let me start right there. CIAA, come on, man, y'all got to stand up. Y'all got to step up. Let's promote these games. I need to be able to see the game live. I need to see it live.
But yes, sir, we try to. It's kind of hard because, some people, they really don't care about softball. They'll care more about basketball or football. But hey, we're just as good as the men. We're just as good. Our sport is just as good. We deserve the respect just like every other sport. And I've always felt that way ever since high school. We didn't get much credit in high school. We won more games than the football team, the basketball team. But we win too. Please come out and support us. I mean, it'd be very appreciated.
Absolutely. That's why we're on the recess. Whoever is hearing this, seeing this, we got to put the promotion behind the softball. The ladies getting it done on the field and off the field.
I'll try.
So, Jada, I want to thank you. I got to give you a couple of instructions because we have some technical difficulties. Before, do not delete the video, okay?
Okay.
After you end the live, okay? After you end the live, it's going to ask you post to IG series and everything. Say yes, post it, okay? Yes. Because what we're going to do and what my production team is going to do, we're going to record it, edit it, and we're going to put it on YouTube. And we're going to make sure the CIAA hears your message about promoting softball and making sure everybody's at the games the same way they promote baseball and everything like that.
Right.
So now, Jada, can you please leave your email or Instagram name if someone wants to follow up with you and ask you a question and say, hey, I really like the interview. I want to ask this question, but I wasn't on the live. Can you provide that information for us?
Okay. You want me to say it or you want me to type it down there?
You can do both.
Okay. My email is Ames, AMES .Jada, JADA 2017 @gmail.com.
Okay. Drop it down there, and then we can pin it on there so everybody can see. So now, while everybody, thank you guys so much for watching the recess.
And here's another hit, baby Bonds. We out of here, baby.